It started on the silent coast of Kumburgaz, Turkey. Between 2007 and 2009, a lone night guard stood watch, his camcorder pointed toward the Black Sea. What he recorded would soon become one of the most discussed and analyzed UFO sightings in history. Strange lights hovering over the waves. Metallic shapes reflecting the moonlight. And, inside one of them, what looked like beings. The Turkish government verified the footage as genuine. Scientists, skeptics, and believers all tried to explain it, but no one could. What really happened that night by the water? Who, or what, was inside those crafts? Tonight, you'll see why this case still haunts every expert who dared to look too close. The Marmara coast that night felt thinner than usual, air stretched taut over dark water, as if the world were holding its breath. A single lamp on the pier hummed like a tired insect, gulls slept, houses blinked a few distant lights and then went quiet. He came out because he could not sleep, because the sea had a rhythm that calmed him, and because evenings by the shoreline were when his thoughts loosened. He set up a small camcorder on the railing, not expecting anything beyond the ordinary: fishing boats, passing headlights, the slow pulse of waves. Instead, the camera framed a horizon that felt slightly wrong, a horizon that hinted at something waiting beyond sight. That whisper of wrongness tugged at him, a quiet curiosity that would not be dismissed. At first it was nothing but a pale smear, a distant gleam like moonlight on a ripple. He squinted through the viewfinder, thinking of far-off vessels or the lamp of a drifting trawler. Then the glow shifted, not with the wind, not with the swell, but with an intent that made his skin tighten. It slid sideways against the breeze, hovering where air should have carried it away. No motor sound, no trailing sparks, only a subtle, metallic sheen suspended above the Black Sea. He leaned closer, breath fogging the eyepiece, hands betraying a tremor he swallowed. Something impossible had appeared in the ordinary night, and the ordinary night had turned into a question he could not yet answer. He zoomed in slowly, afraid that any sudden move might make it vanish, like spooking an animal. The outline sharpened, a curved hull, silver gray against the void, textured like brushed metal but too smooth to belong to any craft he knew. Then, movement inside. A shimmer, a suggestion of form, as if a figure leaned toward the opening along the rim. His heart pounded so violently he thought it might blur the image. He whispered to himself, "It's just a trick of light," but even as he said it, the thing tilted, catching the starlight in a way that revealed deliberate angles, precision, design. Not chance. The silence grew heavier, and the sea below seemed to freeze mid-tide. He knew then, he was being watched from both sides of the camera. From down the pier came hurried footsteps, a fisherman, two teens with phones, an older couple wrapped in scarves. They had seen it too. Fingers pointed, voices rose, questions tangled in the cold night air. Someone cursed in disbelief, another began to pray. The light shifted again, breaking into three fragments that hovered in perfect formation. People gasped, not in fear, not yet, but in awe, the kind that erases skepticism. He turned the camera toward them briefly, capturing faces lit by something unearthly. One man said it looked like the craft was looking back. The woman beside him murmured, "Then why do I feel like it's choosing?" The glow pulsed once, a slow, deliberate heartbeat of light, and every conversation on the pier died in an instant. The lights began to drift lower, dissolving the line between sea and sky. Waves shimmered in metallic ripples beneath them, each pulse reflected as if the ocean itself had turned into a mirror. The man steadied his camera, but the frame quivered with his heartbeat. Through the lens, he caught it, a darker mass beneath the surface, rising. The craft above tilted ever so slightly, and the water below responded, parting in a spiral that defied physics. Someone shouted that there must be a ship under there, but no vessel moved like that. A faint vibration reached the pier, deep and resonant, like the hum of machinery buried under miles of earth. For the first time, awe curdled into fear. Whatever this was, it was not meant to be seen. Without warning, the glow folded in on itself, not fading, but collapsing, like a dying star. For a split second, the darkness seemed thicker than before, pressing in from every side. The camera caught the afterimage. 3 concentric rings of color burned into the night sky, lingering like scars. A woman screamed, others stumbled backward as if the air had been sucked away. Then came the silence again, total, unbroken. The sea resumed its motion, indifferent, swallowing any trace of what had been there. He replayed the footage on the tiny screen, hands trembling. The object was gone. But in one single frame, paused mid-transition, a shape lingered, 2 silhouettes, side by side, watching him through the void. His breath hitched. The clip ended. Just as he lowered the camera, a flash tore through the horizon, silent, blinding, surgical. The sea ignited into liquid silver. This time the light wasn't distant, it was right above him. The air turned heavy, electric, as if reality itself strained to hold shape. The craft revealed itself in impossible clarity, a dark crescent, smooth and immense, its surface alive with shifting geometries. He felt his knees buckle. No wind. No sound. Only the hum, now resonating inside his bones. Then, from the ship's underside, a beam descended, not white, but dense and pulsing, scanning the pier. His camera froze. So did his body. Every instinct screamed to run, but something deeper, older, kept him rooted in place. For an instant, he sensed a presence within the light, aware of him. The beam constricted, then snapped shut, vanishing into nothing. The darkness returned, raw and absolute. The man collapsed, gasping, his skin prickling with static. Around him, others shouted, disoriented, their faces pale with disbelief. The ocean looked untouched, eerily calm, as if nothing had happened. But the air still shimmered faintly, like heat above asphalt. He replayed the footage again. It was all there, until the final second. Then static. Nothing. Just his own reflection staring back from the black screen. When dawn broke hours later, fishermen found strange burns etched into the pier, forming a perfect semicircle. The locals said it was just light tricks or camera error. But those who were there that night, never forgot the feeling that something vast and alive had looked back. Was it just a play of light that was seen that day, or something extraterrestrial? If you've already watched the Kumburgaz footage, share below what you think really happened. If you felt that chill, that quiet sense that we're not alone, then you belong here. At Beyond the Sky, we dive into the encounters the world tried to forget, and the evidence that still defies explanation. Don't just watch, witness. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and step with us into the dark, where the unknown waits, just beyond the sky.